This is a sales video in that I'm going to tell you why I chose Katana and a little bit more about the brand, but it's not a sales video. There are not going to be any mad production values or pictures of pretty printers or pictures of any prettier prints. Basically, that's because we don't have an advertising budget. Everything goes back into the machines, but mostly because I'm not a salesperson. DTG is not about pretty prints and pretty printers. Now, to illustrate this, I have my very high-tech. I need you to work with me here because my actual printer is still in transit. This is the KatanaDTG. This is our demo model to illustrate some of the workings of the printer. It is eco-friendly, BPA-free, and also gluten-free. Now, for the purposes of this exercise, I need you to imagine that it is blue. This is very important. Go team blue. And also, because all videos do need a bit of momentum, I have a flashing light here because videos have flashing lights. This is the time where you need to hide your epileptics. And also, now that I've blinded you, I've realized that the camera does add 10 pounds and I'm on the wrong side of 30. So I'm going to need you to imagine that I'm skinny and yeah, thank you very much. Great, let's get on to it. What is DTG? See, now this is where the big problem comes in because there's all this sales and there's a massive industry built around this. But what do they actually do? Now, DTG is sold as simple, easy, no experience needed, and yeah, it's all machine specs and this and that, and my machine is bigger than yours and more powerful. It's not about the machine. Let me tell you something about DTG that no one else is going to tell you ever. DTG is not an investment, okay? This is not a machine you buy and keep for the next 20 years. Firstly, the technology moves very fast. The improvements are almost daily. And then secondly, the core piece that they don't tell you is that DTG, the machine itself, is very sensitive electronic equipment. Great, we got that. The machine specs, it's awesome, it's fast, very sensitive electronic equipment. Then you're putting wet shit in it. You're putting wet stuff into sensitive electronic equipment. This is not forever. So what you want to do is research and buy the machine that suits your business model and pay it off fast. And then also you need to consider that you need to apply maintenance daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Now you can not apply any of this and run your machine. Depending on what you get, it'll give you maybe 3 months to a year hassle-free, and then the whole damn thing blocks. Yes, this happens. Huge industrial printheads, fantastic, they'll never run out, but they can block if you don't take care of them. So enter right now, the KatanaDTG. Now, I myself started out in the kindergarten of stupid. Zero print experience, zero branding experience. We were a fledgling company with embroidery machines and screen printing was wet and limited and messy. Now, screen printing is fantastic, but it's a serious art. DTG, not quite that serious. So we bought a beautiful big machine. First problem was, found out the ink was too expensive. Bad research on my part, and I couldn't sell the prints as a contract printer. Then I got another machine with cheaper ink, which was fantastic, but no one told me about the maintenance. Again, me being stupid, not doing that kind of research, and then I demanded that maintenance, schedules, etc. I was sick of replacing things when they break. Because if you leave it, if you don't do continuous maintenance, parts break and you're stuck. So I started demanding more and more from my supplier and I wasn't getting it. And eventually I worked it out for myself because my thinking behind this is, this machine you buy from a company. Okay, not this particular one, but you buy a machine from a company. It's like a car. Hey, it costs as much as a damn car, so you want to service it like a car. You know that your car needs to go in for plugs and hoses, etc. So why not the same with your DTG? You need to maintain it to keep it running like a car. So you need to demand these service schedules from your support company or work them out for yourselves to keep your machine running. So here I was. The first machine was very expensive and beautiful, but the ink was too expensive. Then I got another machine which was still quite expensive, but I could run it with cheaper ink. And the other magic behind this machine was it came with a killer RIP program. Now the RIP program is a raster image processor. What this does is let me put it to you this way. It increases the control you have over how your DTG lays down ink, because now the machine is putting down ink. Fantastic. But now you want variable ink. You want control. You want softer prints, harder prints. You want to save ink. You want to increase your settings. Now a RIP program gives you all of that flexibility. So I had my two machines. I bought another one of the second one, and it blew a motherboard, which cost $3,000. Now, I know some people get into their own machines and get parts from China and install them. I'm not that technical. I've gotten pretty good on figuring out how to keep the ink flowing through my DTG, because it blocks that bit that I mentioned about the wet shit in the electronic equipment, but the electronics themselves can also go. So then I had a 3K motherboard blow, and they couldn't tell me why, and no one was willing to rewire my machine and guarantee their work. Now, the problem is the board just randomly went, so I can't put another $3,000 board in there and have it happen again tomorrow. No. That's when I went shopping, and I found the KatanaDTG. Now, what the Katana basically is, this bit here is an Epson-based print model. Now, when this breaks, you can throw it away, okay? You can get an entirely new print module for $2,000, I believe. Justin, you're gonna have to check me on this one. Or like what I'm gonna be doing when my machine arrives, because the one that I'm getting has been abused for a while, it's been standing, so all the guts are blocked. This is what all DTGs do, the wet shit in the electronic equipment. So what I'm going to be doing is buying a donor machine. In my local market, you don't get them second-hand, but in the US, I believe that you can quite easily. Anything from an R3000 to a P600, and I'm going to take those guts and put them into my Katana. Now, the base here is rock solid. It's a very, very heavy base. Obviously, this is a terrible example, but the Katana base is quite heavy duty and very, very stable. So this print unit that I've now removed over there, you can replace at any time. Now, you can get a new one in a couple of years' time if the technology moves on, or you can maintain it as you go along. And now this is where the other magic comes in. This printer was built by printers. Let me just go fetch my demo model here for a sec. Now, we can't promise you that this thing's never going to block or stop, but we know that no DTG is ever going to run without stopping, without the maintenance. So Katana was designed by Justin Walker, who was a printer for a long, long time. And while there are very similar platforms on the market, what makes the Katana different is the fact that this is, there's a couple of P600 models, competitive machines, but then you have for a printer by printer. You have your access panels, so it's easy to work on. And trust me, you need this. You have to dig in your capping station every day. So you have really the newest print technology, but it's cheap to replace and cheap to upgrade. And then you have the machine, and the functionality is you can actually fix it and work on it. Now, we don't expect you to do this on your own, and that is where Ricky Diaz, the head technical support, comes in. Years of on-the-ground experience working on machines, so he's there for the technical aspect. And then there's me. What do I do besides dodgy videos? I can teach you how to manage your printer and get the most out of it, because this is the other thing that they never tell you about DTG. They sell you the best machine on the market, but the best machine is not going to help you get the pre-treat right. The best machine on the market is not going to help you get the most out of your RIP, or just simple tips and things that we learn as you go on. And to be very honest, probably the hardest thing about pre-treat, about DTG, is getting the pre-treat right. So You can have the best machine ever, but if you can't get the basics down, it's not really going to help and you're going to have a very hard time. So what we propose to do here is to give you the killer machine, but also the background on how to keep it running, because ultimately you need to produce and keep printing to keep making money. That's it. And with a modular machine, which is easier to work on, years and years of on-the-ground experience. I mean, Justin's essentially building the printer that he always wanted, having worked with all the different models. I'm in the same position. I went shopping after figuring out what I really wanted from a machine, which is cheap parts, very, very little redundancy, ease of access. Yes, there are printers that don't have an access panel. You can't get to your capping station. It's a mess because then after a year it blocks and you don't know and you have to get an expensive technician out to fix it. Whereas I'd like to share my maintenance schedules with you in what you're going to need to replace when, to watch out for it, because preventative maintenance saves not only time, not only money, but work. It saves your job because your printer's not going to go down unexpectedly or stay down for weeks. So, gross oversimplification, but that's my take on why I print with the Katana. I'm still printing. I'm involved with the brand and doing background work on the knowledge base and training documents and things like that, basically sharing my experience with a printer as a printer, and I'll still be printing for my own ranges in the background, retail, not getting in anyone's face, and the guys are doing the tech magic at the back. So join the team. Go Team Blue. Now, where's that filter Deanna said would make me pretty?